I want some information.
Information? About the one that's doing all the killing,
Maybe you can hum the theme song. Won't hold it against you if you get parts wrong. While the memory's not too strong, there's a piece of you from a time long gone. So while these fuzzy warm feelings remain, question we ask is still the same. Is it a treasure or just plain lame? Is this still good?
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm just lounging by my fireplace with a copy of 1990's Predator 2 by Stephen Hopkins. Welcome.
Wow, sorry I didn't mean to walk in on you in such a private moment. I'm your co-host. My name is Gavin.
And I'm Sage, and I understand that this is your favorite movie. You gave me this movie. It's a cherished childhood treasure. And that's what we do on this show is we review childhood treasures. We dig them up and we see if anyone will buy them or if it's worth putting on a mantle or a secret third thing to be determined later.
It is pretty nice to be in the tax bracket where I have a backyard where I bury all my childhood treasures. I don't know how this got in there, but
there's always a secret predator wherever you want. Quick item of business before we start. Just a reminder, we are coming up on our 100th episode. We'd love a little bit of feedback, both to just do a better job, but also if you write an interesting email or just, I was going to say leave a voicemail, but I guess that doesn't work.
Hey, you leave us a voicemail.
We'll read it out in a funny accent or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I think you can actually leave voice messages on Instagram, and if they're good enough, we'll figure out how to get it off of Instagram onto this podcast.
The future. I hate the future. Leave us a voice note and let us figure out the technical part of it. And spoilers today for, I'm assuming, every Predator movie. Let's just assume that up front.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
So, Gavin, you're never going to believe this.
What?
Benji is back.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hey.
It's been a whole 2 weeks.
He carved his way into our hearts.
Oh.
Benji Carver.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me back. I know I've been roiding out on some Predator juice lately.
Whoa.
So.
Well, I love that you brought the Predator roid energy to the podcast. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's funny. You have hymns. It's called Predators.
Predator hymns?
Thems, yeah.
So.
Not to be confused with the ant juice.
Yeah.
Did you know you can milk ants?
Let's just talk about that for 90 minutes.
Steven Seagal had an energy drink that was the cordyceps from ant.
Okay, we do have to talk about this for like 30 seconds. Was that a joke or can you milk ants?
I was joking, but I'm assuming you could. I don't know.
So you're just not going to improv it for me? Okay.
Hey, I'm just yes-anding.
I didn't want to lie to the people. As we know, our word is bond. I come from a very honorable society of people who go to distant planets, kidnap them, take them back on our ships to some sort of homeworld, and then hunt them for sport. Which is the honorable thing to do.
Yeah, the lore is a little hazy and a little changing from movie to movie, so I'll let that pass.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, that's like actually a major spoiler alert right there, because that's what's revealed as time.
I gave a spoiler.
We already.
I know. That's what I was saying off the top.
I'm also just not sure what the canon of this franchise is at all.
Well, there are multiple canons.
God damn it! What is this? A Spanish galleon?
It's survival of the fittest, and welcome to the jungle. The urban jungle, as we'll talk about more today.
We sure fucking will. So, Benji,
Yes.
you did this movie as part of your Warped Zone. I feel like the times we've come on here, we haven't really asked what that is.
We haven't gone all the way to the warp zone.
We haven't gone all the way into the
Warp
Warp Zone.
Zone.
And I know this because you sent us a video, like a 3-hour thing, that is your Predator 2 live stream. And the reasons I have a lot of questions is because, I didn't know what it was. So I have not been giving you enough credit for this thing you do. Could you explain it?
So it's Warp Dimension TV, Warp Dimension Productions.
So not even Warp Zone. I've just been saying it wrong.
It's
No,
been
you've
great.
been confusing with the Vague Zone, who was other podcasters who were on our podcast before.
Yeah, it's been kind of great because I feel like the warped element is definitely highlighted,
Mhm.
but then it's just interchangeable from there because originally it started as a project in 2020 when I worked for a film
When
festival
you
called
discovered the dimension, that was warp.
We Opened the Dimension.
Oh, shit.
We opened the dimension. Like in The Mist. We
Of all the Portal references you could have made, The Mist.
I just remember the tear in the fabric of time in 2020 of all places too. And so we lost our theater for the pandemic, and I worked for a film festival, Another Hole in the Head. And then it started like, well, we need to do an online thing. And they're like, what about Mr. Holehead's Warp Dimension Film Festival? And I was like, that is a long title. Let's shorten it down over time.
Not long enough.
And it eventually started as like weekly movie nights online through Zoom, kind of like this, like back when Zoom was like a, exclusive club experience. And
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, essentially, like in 2020, we all got on Zoom and eventually figured out kind of thing. But it was like a weekly, up to sometimes 3 weeks, 3 showings a week. But eventually we did the film festival, and they're like, hey, let's keep going. So George, who runs Another Hole in the Head, was like, why don't we just do like a VHS sort of thing? Like, 'cause I've been kind of building an aesthetic, and then it built into like these VHS surprise nights. And I kind of just did like since there was really no time frame, I just started like cutting like over an hour of footage that was inspired from whatever VHS we were going to be playing. And then it kind of built into what I started calling Warp Dimension TV. And then once we were back in a actual theater, it became Warp VHS, was like the VHS aesthetic. But Warp Dimension TV is like the overall encompassing like thing. And it's also on Patreon. So you want to check out, it's each one episode, it's like there's over 100. It's like 3 hours, 4 hours. It's like most of it is just the movie digitized on VHS. But then there's like, depending on also what venue we've done, I've gone back now and re-edited, like cut them down quite a bit. If it's a live experience, it's usually like half an hour at the most, 20 minutes of a pre-show. But back then it was like, I could go like 2 hours.
My God.
Well, I could put like all kinds of short films in there and like have guests on and stuff like that. And then we'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, we are watching Predator 2 3 hours later.
What were some of your favorite guest experiences, if you can recall a few?
Well, I think it's inspired quite a bit from Museum of Home Video. So having Brett Berg on, who runs AGFA, it's a weekly Tuesday show online. They've built their community, but it started out here in Los Angeles. We had like live DJ sets too.
That's cool.
From like DJ Alfonso, who's in Le Rendezvous, who's another. It was cool to just see a lot of people that inspired. Occasionally we do some pre-recording, like if we had like a director or a screenwriter, because normally we wouldn't able to like drop in on the live. So we kind of try to manipulate it a little bit and like, we have them coming in live. Like Lloyd Kaufman was on at one point.
That's rad.
But it's also tied with the festival too, kind of thing. So there was like a mixture of stuff that was just like happening. And because like, 2020, 21, everyone was just at home. You're just like, hey, just turn on your computer. Can I talk to you for like 20 minutes? That kind of pandering.
That kind of access might have been a time and place that maybe will never come again, and I'm okay with it. But
I think the trade-off's worth it.
Yeah.
I do have less time to watch. I just pulled up the LA Alien Heatwave video, which is 3 hours and 39 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it is cool to watch these things, but it's also nice to like go outside. So that's the trade-off. I am going to ask you to walk us through some of this a little bit later. But first, I want to know where were you when Predator 2 entered your life?
Probably some summer right after 1990. I walked in probably at a family member's house in a trailer, and they were watching it on TV, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're not supposed to watch this." And then I'd be like sitting there, and I think if you know the scene of when Danny Glover pulls out that like instrument that he finds, he's like, it cuts through steel. And I just remember that distinct like line as he's like, they're doing the analytics on like the Predator weapon. And because I think right before is like a pretty gnarly like sex and violence like sequence of people getting like
probably the most
slaughtered.
memorable scene in the movie. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I forget how violent Predator 2 can get. Like, it's pretty insane.
It is and it isn't. I'm still like, they cut away from so much in this movie too.
Well, it was one of the first NC-17 movies also. Like when
it get released as NC-17?
So it was NC-17 had just, I think, the whole, adult film industry had just sued the the MPAA, and like you can't use X anymore, and so that was one of the first like movies that was actually like, oh, this is gonna be not X, but it's definitely not, it's above an R. So the studio came back and was like, okay, we need to cut down like a lot from there.
I had no idea this was NC-17. which is also wild, knowing that the new movie's PG-13.
Well, which it's weird because as a Predator movie, this is the first time we have a PG-13 Predator film. There is a PG-13.
Well, AVP was PG-13, right?
But it's
Alien versus Predator.
Alien versus Predator. Yeah. It's that was, I think, I don't know. It's
Separate
a whole other thing.
Yeah, those movies still count.
Canon.
Yeah. So usually when you get a Predator, you get some pretty hardcore R-rated violence, regardless.
I would assume so. Yeah.
You said hardcore.
Hardcore. Sorry, I'm drinking my Predator juice. I told you. So.
I only get my news from the hardcore sources.
Hardcore.
Hardcore.
I feel like I'm left out on this joke.
I
am too.
They
but
keep cutting the news in this world is called hardcore.
Okay.
Just one angry
Morton
strange
Downey
man.
Jr. Yes, hardcore news. And yeah, Bill Paxton. Hey, I'm your biggest fan.
Gavin,
that's me.
That is you. Where were you? So I don't know why I'm forgetting how to ask the question I just asked Benji. But I know your reaction's slightly different. So.
I don't know when I watched this movie. Yeah. The first movie I have such fond memories of. Specifically, I had a VHS cassette taped off of FX, the network, and it had fun facts at the bottom. I may have told this story before.
But... Oh, is this like a TV on DVD tape type thing, or
like pop-up video?
Yeah, like pop-up video taped off of television, which is how I watched a lot of movies growing up. Was taped off by my grandfather, who would tape movies off the TV and then give me VHSs with like 4. It's usually 3.5 movies. So I usually watched a lot of like, he'd just run out of tape and then just give me a half recorded movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had this copy of Predator and it just had the least interesting facts at the bottom. And some of them were barely facts. My favorite was after that famous line from Jesse Ventura when he says, take some of this, give you the sexual prowess of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh.
Then at the bottom, it would say, the mating habits of the Tyrannosaurus Rex are not known at this time. Which is...
That is a fun fact.
It's a non-fact.
This threw me off because you remember this because it's like, I always remember that his quote is, I ain't got time to bleed. And I thought I was going to get some fact about that. Like, actually, a human person bleeds is a certain amount of gallons are in the human body.
Depends on,
Actually, he does have time to bleed.
Yeah.
Depends on how inbred and Russian you are.
Yeah, and then it becomes the magical school bus where we're all like learning about predator blood.
I would love to see like a big dick energy action movie, any of these Shane Black films with community notes on them.
Well, and Predator 2 is more Shane Black, I think, than even Predator 1.
Did Shane Black have anything to do with Predator 2?
Probably not. I mean, other than it does have Danny Glover, who, connection to Lethal Weapon.
That's right. And just to immediately throw Gavin under the bus.
What does Shane Black have to do with Lethal Weapon?
Those are Shane Black movies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's like the creative force behind them. I mean, Richard Donner directed all.
Richard Donner directed. But
they're more Shane Black movies than any other franchise.
Yeah.
Including The Predator.
And this is an LA movie, so it's proper. But LA,
allegedly,
LA future LA, allegedly also.
Yeah,
future
but
LA.
It's at the opposite of Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dead of summer. Yeah. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's hot. I mean, it opens up with probably one of the most insane shootouts because essentially it's 1990. So it's technically 1989 still when they were filming this. So anything, definitely cops versus gang warfare is happening.
And it's that weird, the very strangest, like when we were watching the beginning of it, I was like, oh, it's like Assault on Precinct 13. Very much where you've got like these weird kind of multi-ethnic like gangs that are cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as what are they doing? Oh, it's a cholo.
Yeah,
it's a blood feed. They promise.
There are some questionable. I mean, Gavin's asked me a couple of times, like, "Why are we doing Predator 2?" And
why are we doing Predator 2?
There we go. Thank you for queuing me up.
It's a good jumping off point because of the lore. I think this is where the lore all comes in.
I think there are two elements. One is just like this is arguably somehow this is more important than Predator in terms of the Predator franchise.
Because,
but the main reason is just like this is a movie that asks the question why a lot. And I just think there's more questions to ask about it.
To answer your question, though, I
know you disagree.
I do. The audience members at home who are groaning, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie. As you know, the only thing I really remembered from this was Danny Glover's pants. They really stand out to me for some reason. This is probably the last time I'll mention it. I'm going to try and refrain.
I don't believe you at all.
I will
and
say-
I'm not even going to discourage you. Like, no, you can talk about Danny Glover's pants
He's got
you
these
want.
weird
Everyone
grandpa
is
pants.
really exceptionally well dressed for being detectives in Los Angeles.
It's also
during this
hot
heat
as
wave.
balls,
Yeah.
and they're wearing like these
Yeah.
like thick looking pants that he's wearing around his like just above his belly button.
Yeah.
Sweating
Yeah.
profusely. The second scene we see him in, he's already having to change his entire wardrobe because he's sweat through it. Because he's having gunfights in a suit and tie.
He's got a cool gun, actually, in that.
Everyone has ridiculous guns.
Yeah.
No one knows how to shoot them, and no one is interested in
No,
learning.
it's a whole gang. Like the cops are all cobras.
Yeah. As you say, everyone has guns, which is literally a punchline in
Yes.
that movie where when you get to the
I think that was the tagline.
The
Predator
subway.
2, everyone has guns.
the subway that
everyone
is-
has dreadlocks.
That's the metro going to Long Beach. But
Sure.
here's
All
the
right.
thing. It's a covered subway that becomes, as we all know from the Bay Area, it's the BART that they're on.
Oh,
the whole time.
That's why
it did
your
look very
copy
familiar.
of Warped Dimension had just slow TV of Bart's, essentially.
Yeah.
Before we jump into that, I feel like we're already
Well,
jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
When did you first see Predator 2? Is that where you?
So my grandpa similarly had a lot of just VHS clones.
Your grandpa
from
was a
TV.
trophy hunter,
My grandpa was a world-renowned hunter, but that's not related.
but not
Oh,
an
he
inter.
He used to go bow hunting with Ted Nugent.
Is his
Actually,
name
that's
Craven the Hunter?
no.
It's a different franchise that only intersects with Batman. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hit the rim shot button for that. joke.
I'm trying.
No, my grandpa was like a big game hunter, and people would literally fly up to go with him. He probably should have chartered it. So Ted Nugent was a close family friend because he just kept going up to bow hunt with my grandpa, Ed Bilderbeck.
Oh.
But that is not related to this. He would clone a bunch of VHSs off of, TV and everything, and he had this huge collection.
Wait,
so when
so
I
we
would stay
both
there in the
have
summers,
Grandpa VHS collections.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you're getting to.
except my grandpa would label everything wrong. So I don't know what movie I put in to watch Predator 2, but at this point in time, I'm probably like 10 or 11, and I didn't make it too far into Predator 2 because I pretty quickly realized that it did not have Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Had you seen Predator 1 or no?
I don't think so. No.
Wow.
Yeah. But I only watched 10 minutes of this. I
Okay.
don't even know if the Predator had showed up. I'm just like, why is Murtaugh in this? Which, that is the biggest disconnect here, Gavin. Like, why I think this movie is so fascinating is because I grew up on Lethal Weapon. I have seen that movie. And I think the idea of casting mild-mannered Danny Glover, who is famously too old for this shit,
Mhm, mhm.
as just... How would you even describe him in this movie? The angriest man to ever live. He just enters and leaves every
At
scene
a full sprint.
screaming the
While
F word.
screaming.
He enters every scene with his gun over his head,
Yeah.
pulls it down, brings it back up.
I mean, it's funny because he's, as you said, he's too old for this shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, actually, he's aged younger into
Yeah.
the future.
He's younger. It's basically, this movie is Murtaugh kind of playing the Riggs role, but even Riggs is not this insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Riggs is kind of,
Yeah.
the Riggs has probably died at some point and they buried him and everyone just got de-aged. But then half of the cast of Aliens then shows up to help him out. And Point Break. It's like Point Break and Aliens smash in all the supporting characters.
Look, man, Lethal
yeah.
Weapon versus Predator. I think we got something.
But
Well-
then it does a side note, which is then it becomes the Rasta thing, the Jamaican gangsters.
Well, and real,
That's where it gets crazy.
real quick for the audience at
Yeah.
home.
We're 20 minutes in. We should probably.
Well, no, I was
Yeah.
going to mention one quick thing too, is that we were talking about Lethal Weapon a lot, and I am not going to be able to help out with any of that conversation because the only thing I've watched of Lethal Weapon was I got a library copy that was scratched.
Oh.
I've seen the first 15 minutes before the DVD became unplayable.
Okay.
So I don't have any of that access.
There's still time.
I'm like, Murtaugh What?
Murtaugh is too old for this shit. You have seen, you know that from pop
I
culture.
do know
You've
that.
probably seen just that clip in something.
And I saw
he says it 8 times in each movie.
I saw Mel Gibson shoot someone in a kindergarten.
Yeah.
That's as much as I know about Lethal Weapon.
Oh, you saw the director's cut.
You saw the behind the scenes footage?
I was watching his live blog, yes.
It's how he stays in character. He just shoots children off screen.
But before, I was just going to say, distinctly, this movie, it smashes so much of the 80s genre action films together. Like, it literally is almost like a flip book of, like, we go from, like, that opener, and then it goes into the police station, which is literally the Los Angeles RoboCop.
Yeah.
It's just RoboCop.
The most clever thing this movie does, in my opinion, is it just starts off on trees inferring it's the jungle. If you somehow watch this without watching the trailer, then it's just in Los Angeles, and then they pretend it's New York for the whole movie.
Well, it's a very big dramatic, like,
Yeah.
surprised you, LA. But then I really think this movie, because of my obsession, and kind of goes back to the warp thing a little bit, is, kind of the Mount Rushmore of action stars. But it's like such a Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Steven
Yes, I was gonna say it's
Seagal.
not that
What are
spicy.
you talking about?
It is, but it does feel very much like a Steven Seagal. Like, he's like, where is he? He's gonna come around the corner and pop in. Because especially, like, yeah, I'm just surprised they didn't get him to show up at some point.
Yeah, I forgot.
Steven Seagal should be in this movie.
He should. Like, he's literally around the corner, like, waiting for his moment, and then like, no, wait a moment.
Danny Glover carjacked him and then drove that car into the movie, as we see in that first opening shot, where he just drives through a police barricade into the police barricade, gets out, fires his gun for a while, then gets back in his car and drives that to create a new police barricade. There's so many strange techniques. Like,
just the way, again, I'm
The
going to say it
logic.
8 times. The way everyone shoots their guns in this movie.
You're saying they feel bad.
It's just up in the air, or 2 Uzis just going in just going in circles, just like no one is actively trying to hit each other. I think they're just trying to cause collateral damage on both sides.
and yet
And there are reporters
everywhere
just outside of it, constantly just being shot near.
Yeah.
they're
Like,
being
I would
like,
say they're in more danger than the people being shot at.
they're being like elbowed as cops and like gang members are just moving past them and almost using them for cover. It's ridiculous.
Which is that meta moment. I mean, Morton Downey Jr., who plays that character, the reporter, that he was like the Alex Jones, the Bill O'Reilly of his time, kind of thing like that. Like the obnoxious daytime talk show was like, I'm going to talk about the truth, and then we just get like, a Klansman and, and someone else together,
God.
and then just be fighting on TV and like fight.
How
kind of thing.
what in terms of summaries?
I do want to delve into the Predator lore a little bit.
The Predator.
But no, well, there's a bunch of Predator movies that happened, yes. I mean, I guess we could remind people what happens in The Predator if you want to go back to 1987.
The Predator?
In 1987's Predator.
Well, Predator tells the story of a special service special forces troop in
Colombia.
Colombia. Is it Colombia?
Pretty sure it's Colombia.
Central America, non-distinct.
Okay, so it's Colombia.
And these soldiers are super jacked. They all have a lot of personality, and they're fighting people in trees.
Yeah.
And then there's not people in
And
trees.
there's
There's an
aliens in
invisible
trees,
creature in a
yeah.
tree, and he starts killing everybody until it's down to just him and Dutch, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who has to outsmart this invisible heat-seeing alien creature who's got a bunch of weird technology by going back to traps and covering himself in mud.
Yeah,
and then he
by being smart and laying a trap.
yeah, and he sure does kill that predator. And then that predator laughs, blows himself up, and that's the end of that movie.
All right, so yeah, Predator 2 does assume that you've seen Predator and like understand how this works. So which is why we're giving you this background. We also assume you've seen Predator and know how it works.
And if you haven't, you should.
yeah,
It's
Predator's great. Still good.
Yeah.
Done? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't do that.
Yeah,
as-
it's
Still
I
good.
don't like doing movies that are just gushing about it and then it's still good. That's why we haven't done Jurassic Park. There's so many of these movies that like I don't have enough critical things to say about. And I don't enjoy just gushing about things for 90 minutes.
Yeah, which we won't do about Predator 2.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, I know. I got a gush lush for this movie. So that's
All right,
sure.
so where were we at in Predator 2? Has the Predator shown up yet? No, we're still fighting Jamaicans and Colombians.
Yeah, do you want to attempt to summarize this movie? Because it's a lot harder than Predator.
It is. No.
It's interesting for how simple Predator is. It's very smart. And for how complicated Predator 2 is, it's real dumb.
It's real dumb.
I think it's something special though that happens is because the rumor is that Schwarzenegger was supposed to do Predator 2.
Yeah.
And
I think they were trying to get McTiernan, is that right, back? Is that the director?
I would assume so.
I think he had moved on. I mean, he did Die Hard and like he went on to bigger stuff.
Yeah,
I
he'd
think.
never just go back to do a sequel to one of his original movies.
Yeah. And
He did Die Hard 3.
He did. Well, that was about 10 years later, He skipped 2 though. That was always an interesting thing.
He probably read the script.
Weirdly enough, so Stephen Hopkins, remember what he did right before Predator 2?
Christ, I had looked this up yesterday. No, I'm going to let you tell me.
He directed Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child.
Okay.
Oh, that's
And
right.
weirdly enough, Rennie Harlan directed Nightmare on Elm Street 4, got the job for Die Hard 2 from that. So it's a very interesting,
Yeah, the 90s really were a time where, scripts to sequels were just being rewritten and other things, and directors were hopping around.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting element that's there, but
Yeah, Predator 2 was originally a Freddy movie too.
yeah. Do Predator's Dream.
You could call any Freddy movie Predator.
He is the ultimate predator in your mind. I'll do a quick summary.
Thank you.
A cop, not Murtaugh,
Murtaugh.
but clearly in the same.
Murtaugh.
Oh yeah, clearly in the wheelhouse. The as I say, the Nomax, the IMAX, but not as big a screen.
You made your own instead of Limax?
Yeah,
Limax.
Limax.
You went with Nobax?
Meets essentially the team of mix of the Running Man and Aliens is all his crew of cops coming together, and slowly one by one they're seeing all the gang members in Los Angeles be killed off by a mysterious invisible creature. And a great Bill Paxton, just I think all his lines are one-liners or bad dad jokes the whole movie, until a very tragic ending and the BART train.
Every Bill Paxton line in this movie is some version of poker. I barely know her.
Yeah. Well, but then Maria Conchita Alonso, who certainly isn't in Aliens, but in The Running Man, is the.
I just kind of assumed that was the girl from Aliens.
Interesting enough, not. But and then Ruben Blades, who's actually more known as a musician. He shows up in a lot of movies, but very famous musician, is Danny Glover's partners, and they figure out that yes, there's an otherworldly being killing all these. Well, first, any sort of pretty much you start with what these Colombian. We don't know exactly where, but non-distinct.
There's a gang war.
There's
it's
a gang
Colombians and Jamaican voodoo
Jamaicans,
people.
Yeah, there's a
I'll
gang
talk
war
about
going
that
on.
later. I've
But
got a
then
lot to say about
But then
the
that
Jamaican
gets
voodoo
kind of
people.
dropped halfway through, and it just becomes then
Yeah.
Danny
There's a predator.
Glover and the Predator.
Well, you see, in
going
times
mano a
of
mano.
extreme heat and conflict, a predator shows up.
Yeah.
It's happened throughout history. There's lore now.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'd say the quick side plot that becomes the A plot is that these cops are in the middle of a gang war. The gang war has now gone way over their head. They already could barely handle the violence that was already happening. Now there's alien violence, a lot of dead bodies hanging from ceilings, and the feds are involved. And the feds are not letting them in on what they know because there has been a secret task force that knows about the aliens and is trying to steal the tech for themselves. So,
Who is it that is the ultimate Fed?
It's who you would expect to be.
Gary Busey.
From Lethal Weapon, you son of a bitch, Gavin.
And Point Break.
I know him from Point Break.
Yeah. Kind of playing the John C. McGinley character in Point Break. I feel like the stiff, which rumor has it that was supposedly the Arnold character was supposed to be that person,
Huh.
but rewritten.
I guess that kind of makes sense that he would graduate from surviving that to heading up a task force.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who should be in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is funny because in every Predator sequel, you're like, where is Arnold? Arnold should show up.
Yeah, I'm amazed that this isn't he's in every Terminator movie.
He does do the Terminator, but
Yeah.
he keeps saying the script not good. It's not good. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, but he's been in every Terminator movie.
And which he does finally show up in a Predator movie very briefly.
Does he?
Yes.
When is-
Killer of Killers at the very end. Everyone shows up in the background. They're all cryogenic.
Oh, and they've got Dutch in there?
Yeah, Dutch is in there. Danny Glover's in there. Everyone. And the girl from Prey and Remit Thunder.
Yeah, just real bummer to think of
Yeah.
all those movies. The movies ended, and it's like, nope, they got kidnapped in their cryo, and eventually they'll have to fight on a battle planet.
Which leads us into
Which,
Predators.
it's a Predator franchise. They may ignore that altogether. That might, if they want to bring back Schwarzenegger in an earlier movie, they'll do that. It's not going to be, well, it's not canon with the after the credits thing of the animated movie that we put on Hulu that should have been a miniseries.
Which, I mean, and then leads into, I mean, it's funny because we're in Shane Black territory. I mean, Shane Black probably making the most odd bird one of them all, the Predator, which is like, let's take everything we know about the Predator and put it in a small town.
Yeah.
Which
Back to Predator 2.
but essentially that becomes the B becomes the A, and then but it's really just Danny Glover going mano a mano with the Predator over a bunch of tall buildings in LA, which that's the New York part. I feel like
there's so many New York parts in this
part.
movie. It's just this movie wants to be a New York so bad, and I don't understand why they do it.
Tax credit, probably.
I mean, yes, it's easier to film things in Los Angeles, but even to film it in Los Angeles and say it takes place in New York, it would make more sense to have like a large Jamaican presence and gang.
That's the oddball.
It would make sense to have like a subway action sequence.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would make sense to have all the tall buildings and warehouse fights and like everything about this screams like this should have been a John Carpenter movie that's set in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
John Carpenter's.
I guess that was all my points that I
do kind of I really do wish it was a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, that would be better.
It reads like it's something that he like thought about, and then someone else is like, well, if you're not gonna make it, I'll make it.
It's the big mashup.
Also,
at the end,
this could use a John Carpenter score.
It could.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the story isn't very distinct either, but I mean, it's but I think there is John Carpenter. Clearly, they just took everything, anything you saw in an '80s action movie, dropped it into Predator 2. So
very much so.
Then there's the big reveal at the end.
Right. After Danny Glover fights a Predator alone for 20 minutes and somehow doesn't get killed.
Hey,
that was what written on the page. I think he somehow wins.
Yeah, and somehow he remains.
Well, that's the big reveal. Is that also this Predator is like there's like some sort of tact that's like they keep saying like the distinct, and then now with Badlands, like there are multiple Predators and different types, and
they've got their own lore. We love it. We all
there's
love
there's
it.
all kinds of different Predator ethnicities that
Gavin's
exist.
never sighed about it. There's probably like a Predator caste system.
Yeah.
There's probably Predator racism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an amazing
definitely
race.
Predator racism.
Well, doesn't the Predator, which we're choosing to like bring up every once in a while, and then disregard?
You're choosing. You keep bringing it up.
Pretty sure that
the
has
Predator?
some racism. Yeah, the Predator has some Predator racism, isn't it? I think it doesn't. Yeah.
It's a Shane Black movie.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
No, well, that'll have its time. I'm just trying to get through the plot of Predator 2.
Oh, we did.
But that's the big reveal at the end. That's the end of the movie. It's like, there's more Predators out there.
We didn't really say that.
Somehow he survives.
Yeah, I thought that's what
we said Danny Glover survives, and then we did get to the part where he's in a spaceship and there's a bunch of Predators.
And he gets a flintlock pistol. We all know.
That has like, you're like, they've been doing this for a long time in different places.
Thank you. Just needed to put that in words.
Let's button that.
Record.
It's a button.
Okay.
There's the button.
Yeah. And then they sit on that idea for 30 years and put it into Prey.
What's also like, why do they even continue this movie after he's handled the pistol? Why does he he gets off it, the ship takes off, he gets roasted, and he just comes out covered in soot. And then a Baldwin yells at him for a while, and then takes off in a helicopter while keeping the spotlight on him. And then it just starts rolling credits.
Again,
what are we doing?
It's not a Baldwin. Yes, his last name is Baldwin, but he's not one of the Baldwins.
This is the Baldwin from Firefly.
Yes, this is my bodyguard, Baldwin. Right?
Is that I don't know enough about the Baldwin lineage to know. Is that this is like a distant
just a
cousin?
totally different guy named Baldwin.
Yeah. Just happen to have the same name.
Unrelated.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm choosing to keep him as a Baldwin.
Does share some Stephen Baldwin-esque political views.
I was going to say, was one of the ones that probably survived the Baldwin
Great Baldwin
genocide in South Park that happened. If you remember that sequence.
Oh no,
there's a whole.
I was yes-anding you.
Yeah, That's one of the great moments of the South Park movie.
The Baldwin Purge.
They literally bomb the Baldwin house, and they're like, and then they keep killing Baldwins. They're like, you forgot about me. You forgot about me. But Adam Baldwin survived all that because he's not in the House of Baldwin.
Well, as we know, Trey Parker and Matt Stone consider Alec Baldwin the greatest actor of all time.
He is. Him and Sean Penn.
America.
Really, have you guys done that show? Have you done Team America?
Look, there's a lot of movies.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just
a lot
saying.
of movies.
I'm setting up for
Also,
if you want me back, I'm just setting up for another
Scared
time.
to tackle. So one of the things that I was hoping that you could enlighten me on is, like, even independent of a Predator franchise, just why does this movie just exist because Predator made money and they rush a sequel into production and they don't care that much about it? I mean, I know that's just a classic Hollywood thing, but it seems specific mid-'80s to like late '90s is just like, we will write another script as a sequel to this.
Yeah.
Do you know the production history of Predator 2? Do you know why we have a Predator 2 and why it's this movie?
Yeah. As I keep mentioning the Schwarzenegger part, that was going to be, it was like, literally, hey, can we smash up Predator with Lethal Weapon? That was, I think, the original pitch.
Okay.
And
yeah.
then, because you were in that,
but not have Shane Black involved.
Well, Shane Black left also. He didn't technically do Lethal Weapon 2. Like, his script infamously, like,
right.
Yeah, he's like, they changed so much of it. But I think is because in the mid 80s, because, you know, we also weren't getting sequels from these 80s action movies, but you got Lethal Weapon, RoboCop, Die Hard, Predator, all making a serious amount of dough. And then from 89 to like 91, you get the sequel. And some are helmed, like Richard Donner.
Commandos, Rambos.
And then Rambo, of course, yeah, that's another thing, which I
was just trying to throw S's on the off stage.
I'm removing the Rambo thing because it kind of actually died. It's one of the weird ones that dies in the end of the 80s. Rambo 3 is like way too expensive and stuff like that. But that transition, from like 89 to like 91, 92, like you get all these sequels. And for the exception, I think, because Richard Donner directed all the Lethal Weapons, that's why there's some continuity there. Predator 2, directed by Stephen Hopkins, is just sort of this like, hey, best of, and like, has more in common, I think, with like RoboCop 2, where it's just like, let's increase the violence, the temperature, everything, and then see what works. And then maybe we'll have a third movie, but
turn up the heat.
But we're also, IP doesn't really exist. But at the same time, Alien vs. Predator, the comic book, happens. And that's, I think, where
that would have been not too long after. I think of that as like an early to mid 90s. I've never read any of the Dark Horse Alien vs. Predator comics.
It starts in the early 90s, right? And I can't remember exactly if it was because of the famous scene in Predator 2, which is when you see the xenomorph skull. That's where the jumping off point, which logically Predators, which is the third movie, is an interesting element, because really it is like, where are you going to go next with the franchise? Alien versus Predator. Alien versus Predator. Like, that's where you would think you'd mash it up. But then
I mean, it seems harder to do than I think, and then the movies have kind of borne that out, I feel like.
Well, but it's it's Flintstones versus
King Kong versus Godzilla, where you have to make multiple cuts to appease different audiences. Like it.
Well, I mean, but it's if you're just trying to make dough on it. But Predator 2 is interesting. I just feel like, in that sense of like,
Predator 2 was made for the art.
Like, clearly.
Well, and I'm curious, like, so Aliens came out before Predator was made, so that already had a sequel that was action. Where in these other like sequels to these kind of prime 80s action movies, what had already come out, and what were they taking hints from?
Well, I think essentially, like I said, like, it was RoboCop, Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, and
so was Lethal Weapon 2 already out?
Lethal Weapon 2 is 89.
Okay.
And so I think the next year is Predator 2, but then also RoboCop 2 is 1990 as well.
Right.
And then Die Hard is also 1990. Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, essentially, it's like, studios like, oh, we can make dough on it, but also there was sort of these movies sort of grounded in some reality. Even though I know Predator 2 definitely jumps.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I don't know what Gavin's laughing
Well,
at.
it's like, essentially, it's like they weren't Superman, like, but they eventually, and then, But it was also, hey, how can we put the grounded level of Lethal Weapon with sci-fi elements of Predator? But then Alien 3 also flops, so then they're like the comic book continues on Alien versus Predator, but like no one knew what to do for 2 decades.
Until someone was like, finally, I cracked it.
We will have Adrian Brody be a
It
special
involves
host.
an underground pyramid.
Well, it goes actually Paul W.S. Anderson being like, hey, I think I want to do an Alien versus Predator movie.
Hey, I got 2 months off. Could I make this?
Yeah. Which I think people should go back and rewatch that. I think
it's a fun movie.
Yeah. So
Well,
I think if you don't have like strong attachments to either franchise, there is a pyramid in Antarctica where a maze is constantly moving and crushing people. It's Alien v
Cube
Predator v
versus
Maze Runner.
Cube and
a lot of
yeah.
slime.
Cube v Cube.
No bloods, just a lot of slime.
Yeah.
So on that end. But yeah, Predators it's a passion project for Rob Rodriguez. Like he wanted to do that.
That was the thing that I remember when
Totally forgot. Was that a Rodriguez?
he was
film?
produced
No.
by.
Okay.
Produced and written.
Yeah.
Nimrod
Yeah.
Antal. Is that
Yes.
directed?
Nimrod
Yeah.
Antal, yeah.
I wouldn't remember that if his name wasn't Nimrod.
Yeah.
I was very excited about it for that movie, and I don't remember it very well. But
It's an interesting haze because he made it in conjunction, like literally in his backyard with because he has a film studio.
it was Robert Rodriguez's backyard.
Yeah, but with Machete was happening at the same time.
Wow.
Like so he couldn't officially direct, so he kind of just was like, hey, what's
'Cause
going
he
on over
was
there?
Busy making Machete.
Yeah. They literally like were made at the
Choices.
same
That explains
time.
a lot.
Yeah.
Well, and I was looking at some of the production of this movie, and it said the script was written in 3 weeks.
Sure.
A Predator 2?
Predator 2.
I mean, yeah, it's probably a rush job of some sort.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger was on, but he dipped out due to salary.
too.
And Steven Seagal was also supposed to be in this movie, like legitimately was going to be him.
And then he did Mark for Death instead, which has the same exact plot of the first hour of this movie.
Wow. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
They also looked
Like
at
if you take the Predator out of this is just a Steven Seagal movie from
Yeah.
1990.
well, and they almost got Patrick Swayze too. Was kind
Okay.
of that was who Hopkins wanted.
Dalton versus
that would have
Predator.
been better.
I would have liked the Dalton versus Predator.
I do think Danny Glover, as charming as he is, I don't think he's doing a very good job in this movie.
Oh, shame
No,
on you.
I fully agree.
I don't think most people are given enough. Like it's a weird mix of like just thinking about the way Predator works is like there's so many quiet, small character moments where they're interacting with each other, and you can be so loud with dude just like shaving his beard in the jungle
Mhm.
or chewing on a toothpick. And whereas in this movie, you don't have time for that because Danny Glover has to sprint in, waving a gun, shoulder through a bunch of reporters, and then sprint out the other side of a scene.
While screaming the F word.
Yeah. And it's just like,
You know what else you don't have time for in a Predator movie?
I think it was just hard to get cocaine in the jungle. But sorry, time to bleed?
Yeah.
You can get. There's a lot of cocaine in this movie.
In this movie, I'm
Yeah.
saying it was a little harder to get in the jungle, and that's why Predator had to slow down just a little bit.
No, trust
They
me,
had to ration
everyone
that
in this
coke.
movie could get cocaine.
Yeah. Well, they destroyed it all in the first one. In the first like 30 minutes, they destroyed
That's
the
right.
So,
Yeah.
But I think it's just it's the special thing. But then it's also a studio realizing how much dough can we make? Let's try to build a franchise. But then everything implodes.
Yeah,
as-
it's just the fact that they just stop for a while until some other people are very passionate about it with something that I'm just shocked we didn't have 10 Predator movies by the time Dan Trachtenberg takes over and
It is-
creates lore.
it is- I mean, it is-
standardizes things.
I mean, the Alien versus Predator stuff did happen, before even Predators came out, and then we got The Predator, which again briefly talked about how it's just sort of like,
It's just a mess of a movie.
and it's just timing wise, yeah. I mean, it's clearly I think they wanted to be like, hey, let's bring soldiers like in the first movie into small town America,
Yeah.
and then let's forget about that.
It's not like it's not a bad idea. It's just the final product just ends up being just a big old miss. Gavin's told me a couple times that he thought he fell asleep during the movie, which
Well, I mean, I
there's
probably
historical
did.
precedent
Yeah.
for it, but he's not sure. And like that movie famously, just like it just feels like there's suddenly 20 minutes missing between like the second and third act.
Well, there's and then I think there was also like an actor that in a contract they had to actually remove too in that movie. It's a longer story because he was
Interesting.
like a convicted like sex offender. And
Sure,
and it was right
Was
when
it Cristelia?
Well, yeah, but it was before they could figure out like, oh, we
Yeah.
could just AI replace someone.
They couldn't
kinda-
just replace him with Tig Notaro.
Yeah, God.
That would have been great. Tig Notaro in a Predator movie.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey, all the money in the world, and so
Yeah.
that's where also it comes in. But I do like the one little tie-in that the Predators has: Jake Busey showing up as the son of Gary Busey.
Yes.
And that little moment is a nice little like moment, but of many disconnected moments in that movie.
It's just the shame that the guy who's responsible for so much of the success of the original Predator movie, Shane Black, even though it was like brought on to rewrite and then was in the movie, and it's questionable like how much he actually contributed, but like so many of the lines just feel like Shane Black lines, like definitively. He comes back and he writes and directs a Predator movie, and it's just not very good. And at that point, we've had like 4 Predator movies in a row that are just not 5, that are just not as good as they should be.
Yeah.
I remember liking Predators. I meant to rewatch it before this, but just could not find the energy for it.
Yeah.
And there's certainly things to like in that movie, but it's weirdly paced.
Yeah, it's
The movie stops for Lawrence Fishburne to like be crazy and whisper for like 15 minutes, and while it's a great scene, it's a lull in the movie's energy and pacing.
Yeah, and Machete is also in Predators. We want to say Danny Trejo
Yes.
is actually that's how it makes his demise.
Does that mean was he shooting both at the same time? Just
Yeah, he just walked
walking across
over
the street.
Yeah, walked over. But it leads into no one
That's
can
great.
figure out how to crack the code, and then Dan Trachtenberg cracks it with
Yeah.
Prey. But one thing is, oh wait, we don't show movies like this in a theater anymore. We just show them on streaming, and then that was. But
I mean,
it did so well.
it was also was it always supposed to be on streaming? Because
Mhm.
it came out in summer 2020.
It was gonna be. It was like that transition when Fox got bought out by Disney. They were like,
Okay.
let's make movies for streaming. Because if you look at the movie, it's like it doesn't have a lot of big stakes. It's like one actor for most of the film. It's
Okay.
it's almost
Shot
like
in the woods. I guess
It is polished though. It's a beautiful looking movie.
I love that movie.
It's great. It's easily my second favorite of the franchise.
I think it's tied for me. But it's also just, it's catnip to me to set something like that in an underserved story. Like I don't get to see that many Native American stories, certainly in the past. So I get to watch something new, and then I get to see a predator fight a bear.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
that's a movie that's very made for me.
I mean, the roughest thing I'll say about Killer of Killers is I kind of just wish it was 3 separate movies that we got to watch. Like, I would have loved to see the live action version of those.
Or just
Animation's
more that's
beautiful,
just 20 minutes shorts, essentially.
I'm-
Like, I could just watch versions of that. And I know he just had more ideas and he stuffed them into this.
I mean, I hope that he keeps it. It is so. I think we do kind of have to talk about Disney and canon and just the corporate IP-ness of it all,
Mhm.
because the reason we get Alien versus Predator is they were both owned by Fox. Fox then gets bought by Disney. They retcon and decide what is canon, and they seem to just give with Prey, which I kind of want to know what and how those pitches came about, going from, as you said, The Predator, which didn't do very well critically, probably didn't do that well at the box office either. It's just 4 years between The Predator and Prey. So that was greenlit a little faster than I was thinking.
Hmm.
Whereas between Predators and The Predator, that's 8 years.
Yeah, I think it's IP, and Disney was really pumping the IP machine. I think they were just like, hey, like what's just, and I think it was like, hey, low stakes, go make this little film. It's very back to the basics.
Well, and it also like weirdly, I think it's a great title. I think it works. It is a little stealthy to go from you've already done Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator. And you're just like, not calling it Predator anymore. Let's just call Prey. And then we go back to Predator, Killer of Killers, and back to Predator.
Well,
now we're just doing subtitles.
Prometheus then goes back to Alien
That is true.
Covenant.
Yeah.
I mean, these questions. I mean, it's also the name of the Predator franchise going from 2 then to Predators, like homage to Aliens, but then it's the number 3, and then number 4 is the Predator, but yet there are multiple Predators in that movie too. Like,
It's got a very Fast and Furious naming convention.
yeah. It's I wouldn't judge it.
Predator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. We're almost there.
Yeah. Well, and then in this new title, Badlands, which everyone thought was like, oh, is this going to be a direct sequel to Prey? And then nope.
Yeah, we just set it in the Badlands of what, South Dakota, or like.
And he said,
Yeah.
no, we're also doing a direct
Nomadland
sequel
v.
to
Predator?
Prey.
No. It's on a different planet,
What?
entirely different.
There is also a greenlit Prey sequel.
Cool. Is he doing that too? Is Trachtenberg
Yes.
just like, I want to do Predator?
He's like,
until they
hey,
don't
keep
let
giving
me?
him num 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 num.
And
I
then-
love that for him. I think
Yeah.
that's great.
And he'll climb into like Cloverfield at some point.
Hey,
Yeah, I'd watch more 10 Cloverfield Lanes.
11 Cloverfield Lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would watch 11 of them. Exactly. Make 11, no more.
I'm
no
waiting
less.
for 2 through 9, those prequels.
But I also like how Dan Trachtenberg, just a little side note, is that his influence on Veronica Mars, and that like that's one of my favorite all time like shows. I feel that, and then that's kind of where his start is.
Is that I think I may have seen one episode. Is that a detective show?
Yeah, kind of like a more mature Nancy Drew
Okay.
series that keeps showing up here and there. But yeah, Dan Trachtenberg, that's kind of where he gets to start from writing and whatnot, and then in shows, and then sort of builds into the whole J.J. Abram box, and then Cloverfield, etc. onward. So
Interesting.
So I think that like that's kind of has not hit a bad one yet, though. Why is this PG-13 is the big question at the end.
You know, I've been thinking about that. So,
Yeah.
Predator Badlands, PG-13. It's also a movie that maybe has no humans in it. So, I think if you take out the ability of people to curse, it also have all blood be... Because it's
Goo or
him, so
yeah.
you've got, like, the green Predator blood.
Yep.
And then you've got, like, you'll have white goo because Elle
Android,
Fanning in that
yeah.
movie is a Weyland-Yutani android.
Yeah.
Which is why you're back, Benji, as our resident Weyland-Yutani expert.
I don't work for them.
Actually, like, yes, it should be violent enough to get an R, and I'm a little bit nervous about that. But if you take out the things that an actual rating system would care about, because MPAA does not care about alien blood,
To slime. There's
Yeah.
a slime for Alien
and
versus
there's
Predator.
really no reason for anyone to curse.
I guess so. I mean, it'll be interesting. I'll watch it.
Like, honestly, if you took out the human blood from Prey, that might be PG-13.
Yeah. I mean, the rumor also is that this will tie into Alien versus Predator at some point. That's
Tie
rumor
into the movies that already exist?
Yeah.
Or...
yeah, there's something
Sure,
going
man.
on.
All
I
right,
mean,
so
it's IP on IP at this point.
here's something I've been really excited to talk about. You know, we've hinted at the lore of this franchise, and that it just keeps getting developed, and there's no like arbiter, there's no like tome of Predator lore. I'm sure there's been, you know, I'm sure there's an extended universe of novels or
A
whatever else.
50-minute YouTube video that I just watched would disagree with you, but sure. Not all.
Point
of,
is, like,
to be
it could
clear.
be continuously changing. Because so Dan
Yes.
Trachtenberg is now like in charge of that, and I was listening to an interview with, I believe, the Filmcast, where Trachtenberg talked about the lack of established canon and lore, and how when he was trying to find answers to the questions he had, you know, Shane Black doesn't really have them. John McTiernan didn't really have them. You know who would be in charge of the Predator lore?
Gary Busey.
I would assume.
The production designers,
Mm.
the costumers, the prop, like they had to make their own backstory to make everything make sense in a way that, like, I don't think John McTiernan cared too much about, like, well, what's the Predator's motivation? It's very simple. Okay, but what about, like, the legacy that he's establishing upon and the traditions of these people? I don't care. You figure it out. So Trachtenberg contacted those people, and I believe even had them work on Prey, and like, but they were also just in charge of like, hey, does this make sense in universe?
I mean, that's absolutely true because, I mean, rewinding back when they were shooting the original Predator, like Jean-Claude Van Damme
Right.
was in the suit in a very different looking creature.
Yeah.
And then a lot of issues going on there, the jungle, people getting sick. Everyone got decimated with like Montezuma's revenge, including Arnold. And they're like, okay, we got to shut down production. What do we do? And then lo and behold, what's his name? Stan Winston
Yeah.
was working next to James Cameron. And then they started just talking about, you know, alien, like different like faces. And then the Talon thing is supposedly a James Cameron idea. So like the big Talon creature.
Which,
and
I
stuff
mean,
like that.
So this franchise has always just been a soup of other ideas.
Yes.
which, I mean, is part of the magic when it works. And then you also get like, how do you guys feel about the character design in the second movie when you get close-ups of that Predator?
How do you feel about the Predator saying motherfucker?
Yeah. Predator speaks.
I'm trying to figure out if that is better or worse than in Alien Romulus, where the android says, "Get away from her, you bitch."
I would say it's not as bad, just simply because Alien Romulus is a much stronger movie
Yeah.
until that moment.
You're not completely on board with Predator 2, and then because I do think every Predator movie could have the line without being shoehorned in, "You are one ugly motherfucker," because I think that is a reasonable reaction
response,
to seeing a
sure,
Predator
yeah,
without
yeah.
his mask.
And that's the homage at the end for 2 is why he says it. And also
Yeah.
Danny Glover saying it with everyone else like every second in this movie.
Yeah. What if the
Yeah.
Predators can only actually say the word motherfucker? Like that's how their vocal
They're
cords
Pokemon,
work.
and they're actually refer to themselves as motherfuckers.
That's actually meow.
Yeah.
Which,
You gotta catch them all. Literally. You gotta catch them all.
You have to hunt them all on their
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah. Which brings-
Yacha Prime is the name of the planet.
So tell us, with as much disdain as possible, how much Predator lore you gleaned from this video.
So yeah, I watched like 20 minutes of a 50-minute deep dive on the Predator lore, learning about the Yacha, which I might be mispronouncing. Go fuck yourselves if you're trying to correct me.
As Danny Glover would say, "Fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned it off when it started discussing their mating habits, and I was just like, I just don't want to know this. I don't need this in my brain.
Can you send me the link to that?
Yes, please send this over because I'm it's almost like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, Christopher Walken like moment of, is there centaur porn? Is there predator porn here? Predator juice?
I mean, it does feel like there are multiple novels, tons of comics,
Who doesn't want to read
many
about
video
Predator?
games. Yeah, and it's like, well, and like just references to, I was watching stuff about Killer of Killers, and they're like, yeah, this is the first time we've seen this character, but we've been reading about him in books. I'm like, you've been reading books.
Exactly. Horse shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Predator King is.
Yeah. Or
It's
any of
not even
these-
like, the engineers from Aliens were at least like, there's a space jockey and
Yeah.
they explored it, but like, and
Well,
that's not a question that needs to be answered, but
yeah.
at least you have a reference to what it is. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Like, we know this from books. This is like every time a Star Wars thing's announced, I'm like, are they doing this story from this book? I'm like, I don't give a shit.
I'm just gonna ask, none of this involves Chris Hansen though, right? At all?
That's
Did you
that's a
think you were
fourth
coming on
canon.
for a Chris Hansen episode?
I did.
That's a separate
I'm over
Predator
at someone's
canon.
house. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Which, he fills the gap between when there was no Predator movies getting made.
Yeah,
That's when the show became famous.
It was a tough time.
he had to shave off his dreadlocks due to
Yeah.
some deep-rooted shame
Yeah.
for his
That was
Yacha
actually
tribe.
originally pitched as a licensed show.
Um,
An official Predator spinoff.
The Rasta community was very much against this and Marked for Death back
Okay.
in the day. But
I do want to talk about this because this
Yeah.
makes no sense. Like, yes, there are Jamaicans in LA. Yes, there is an element of voodoo present in Jamaican culture. However, this goes back to the New York thing. It's mostly a Haitian thing. Like, it's almost anecdotal within. I did a little bit of research.
Yeah,
on this last
it's
night.
it's very
It's
weird
just like,
that it's
why
in LA.
aren't they Haitian and why isn't this in New York? Everything would make a little bit more sense there.
Yeah.
Your racism would at least be a little bit more in place if you're using the ethnicities where they are more present.
Well, and why is King Willie just hanging out in an alley by himself when they drop off a cop to go talk to him, and then he gets disappeared, and no one seems to care. It never comes up again.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just there to roll bones and talk cryptic.
Yeah. Is it just Jamaica so that people would like get the weed references more?
It's
Danny Glover does get in a taxi where everyone's just making ganja jokes.
Yeah.
it does take a hard right into like, yeah, this movie is a little bit more into the like, oh, this did not age well.
Hard right, the politics of this movie.
Yeah. Oh, hardcore.
Hard
Hardcore
rights.
right, yes. And Morton Downey Jr. But I think that's something that's interesting about this film in general. Like, yeah, and also it's like, yeah, very distinctly New York. But weirdly enough,
It's
yeah.
a New York ass film.
Yeah.
No.
But
I
it's
don't.
not. Predator with a Vengeance next,
I honestly, if we're gonna admit the Predator is just a soup, yeah, just start stealing Die Hard subtitles.
Which are movies that are just made from other screenplays.
The Day to
that's the
Predator.
history. A Good Day to Predator. Yes.
A Good Day to Predator.
Live
Yeah.
Predator or Die Hard.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the nature of it. I feel
Predator on a plane. waiting for it.
Oh, Predator on a plane.
I guess he flies in.
Yeah, the Predator had a big ass plane.
Most Predator movies have a spaceship.
It has a space. Yeah.
All right, edit it out.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson. Yeah, snakes on a plane. Predators on a plane. Yeah. But I again, it was a time, and it was the late '80s, early '90s when this kind of movie would be made. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is very much a time capsule. I rarely say this about an action movie. I think there's too much cursing in this movie.
Wow. It might have been a period, just punctuate that.
Yeah, but maybe it's just because it's like mild-mannered Murtaugh, Danny Glover, which is worth talking about. As Bay kids, like Danny Glover is a Bay kid. He lives over. He'll work on a lot of local movies that are, dare I say it, below his pedigree. I got to work with him on Last Black Man in San Francisco, which is not one of those movies I'm talking about, but I've also worked with him on 3 other movies where he just shows up for a day, doesn't seem like he's read the script, but is able to Danny Glover his way through it in a convincing way that it's incredible that actors can convince you they know their lines when they clearly don't. Danny Glover's got this skill. Al Pacino's got this skill. And it's just like, God, I guess when you've just been doing it for 60 years.
I mean, running back a little bit, so San Francisco State alumni, I know several of us are from San Francisco State. But he was an activist in the 60s, part of the student movements that was there. And then theater kind of just built in. And then, the history of sort of Danny Glover in general. But I think my favorite tie-in is, do you remember, speaking of motherfucker, I Am the Motherfucker guy on the bus that was like a hometown hero in Oakland, like defended himself on a bus station and became a Danny Trejo movie?
Oh,
Badass.
The Badass series.
Badass.
I actually somehow didn't put together that was in the Bay, even though I was in the Bay at the time.
Danny Glover is in the sequels to those movies.
Right.
So I think that's a very interesting tie it all in.
No, that's where a lot of Danny Glover movies are right now. I try to think if I've seen him in a movie in theaters since like Old Man and the Gun.
Oh yeah?
He's getting too old for this shit.
Well, he's been too old for this shit for 40 years.
The only time I've seen him was actually at like a conversation at a town hall when they were discussing the film budgeting in California. It's really cool that he's still showing up and being.
He's buddies with Bernie Sanders. They're courtside.
Hell yeah.
No, we love Danny Glover, and I do really love him as an actor. And it is so interesting that it's against the type that I think of as that is one of the things that makes the movie worthwhile to me. But it adds value to it to just see Danny Glover just be a tough guy when I've never seen that in anything else. I'm sure it exists, and I'm sure you can pitch in, but like I've never seen it, and it doesn't make the movie good.
Why do you think he's late to everything in this movie too?
Traffic, L.A.
Okay,
oh yeah,
sure,
yeah, that's very
good.
Well, I think like a movies like this and Lethal Weapon got him to do like there's a Charles Burnett's To Sleep with Anger. There's a whole history of like Danny Glover supporting independent film. Like you worked on Last Black Man. Like, there's an undercurrent, I think, because of, building into, but this era gave him the money to then be able to support filmmakers and kind of make those choices where, it's maybe not movies that, like are getting wide releases. It's direct to Tubi more, but I think he's just someone who's also happy to work and see people like thriving.
He does seem to very much enjoy life.
Yeah, he doesn't need the money. Kind of
great to work with, and he takes so many naps. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I should also clarify, he learned his lines on Last Black Man. It's the other.
I was like, what are you getting at, Sage?
Yeah. No, everyone in that movie put in the work. Except Mike Epps.
I want to ask another question, which is, why is he the main character of this movie? Why is he the one who survives?
So every Predator movie except with this one ends with the protagonist setting an elaborate trap and earning their victory.
That's what I mean.
Danny Glover just doesn't get killed for some reason. Even the way he kills the Predator is just like with his own weapon, but like the Predator stared at him for like 10 seconds before it's happened and just hasn't killed him.
Yeah.
Well, we watch
it's a real Final Girl
and I
energy.
feel like I'm missing like some point where the Predator's armor gets knocked off by something, but like we watch clips get unloaded into the Predator in general, like in movies that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Danny Glover does it,
when he has
armor.
a shotgun, it just works. Did I miss something, or is that it just works?
It very much is. Like, the Predator will kill a bunch of guys, and then Danny Glover gets some shots off, and the Predator doesn't kill. But then someone, Gary Busey shows up right after that. It's like, this is between me and the Predator. The Predator immediately cuts him in half in a very cool shot.
Yeah, in a meat house.
Yeah.
I think also it just falls into the IP of Bill Paxton being killed by a Predator, an alien, a Terminator kind of thing as well. So
Bill Paxton's death in this movie may be one of the high points for me. For sure, too. I think that subway scene is ridiculous. And it makes the Predator scary in a way that he's not scary in the rest of this movie, I feel like sometimes.
No.
But also establishes that like he doesn't kill Maria Conchita Alonso because she's pregnant.
Right.
Which I'm always like, where did the baby drama come from?
Yeah.
So that was the next question. The final question I want to ask before we get into our, I'm sure, very surprising summary judgments is, and Gavin as our Predator lore expert, and Benji as our Weyland-Yutani beat pooper.
Worker, yeah.
Do the Predators have honor?
Some may have honor. I don't know about all of them. I can't speak to all Predators.
Actually, so Benji is hinting at something, which is that there are different tribes within the Yacha.
Counterpoint: no, there's not.
And that's why in later movies you see Predators fight each other.
I've got no problem with. I'd be somewhat interested in the political drama behind it if they decided to. If HBO's Predator series,
that really, it's just it's the George Lucas doing the,
but I
trade
feel like
agreements.
A lot of the movies do these things to a certain extent humanize the Predator and make us. We're rarely rooting for the Predator. Like, we'll see what happens in Badlands. But we're also not. So the moment with the baby, there's some moments in Prey where he chooses not to kill an innocent because he's there to hunt dangerous people. Essentially, that's each game he chooses.
Or people with locks. If you have locks, you're cramping my style.
Oh, dreadlocks, yeah. Or just like Jamaicans. He hates Jamaicans famously. But also, the Predator is a character that when he loses, he just blows everything up. What a bitch move. What a fucking loser.
Very, very petty.
And I don't believe for a second that you have like a code or you have a ghost James Rebar to show up and be like, don't kill him, Predator. That doesn't fit the code.
I mean, that's a good example. Yeah, he totally does his 5-year-old tantrum. Everything just, scorched earth, and then move on to the next.
Which that was a moment that I did kind of like in this movie when he's about to set off the bomb and then he gets his arm cut off.
Yeah.
And then you're like, nope, surprise, we got like half an hour left of movie.
And I just think that's like, I lose all the respect I have for the Predator.
Well, and I think that like the way that, unfortunately, I would say the lore wants you to think about is some Predators are just shittier than others.
Some are just bigger.
You're right. I have
some are just bigger than others.
I have been painting Predators as a monolith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've given me a lot to think about.
Well, and you got to remember, the thing that I was kind of reminded is like in Prey, the first time Amber Midthunder does meet a Predator, it doesn't kill her because it doesn't seem worthy. And then she shows that she's worthy not only to hunt, but to kill Predator.
So you're describing a good movie.
Yeah.
An actual
character arc.
Yeah.
Which none of these movies have until Prey. If you think about it.
Prey's so good.
Even Predator, which is a great movie, it's a pretty line them up, take them down, Friday the 13th style movie. So and then a final girl, final Dutch.
Yeah. I like that online. I have seen Dutch referred to as a final girl multiple times without any acknowledgement of the gender variables or anything.
What?
They're like, it's not worth exploring that he's not a girl.
He's a final economic sissy boy.
Yeah. He's a final girl. And I just like that they're just leaving it at that and like just using the term. Like, I love that term is being degendered a little bit. It's very fun.
I mean, I think, and I think Arnold in this day and age loves it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I think it's nothing but good.
Oddly, yes, does multiple Terminator movies that keep increasingly get worse and worse. And
loops back.
If he
6 is better than 5 or 4.
It's only
you don't like it?
1 and 2, and then it's. I mean, Genesis is actually kind of funny, but it's not good.
I think Dark Fate is a nice coda to it. If you do, I mean, this is not. We're not.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
But it was just. But oddly enough,
That'll be when we do Terminator 3.
yeah, yeah. Is it flat out like just keeps refusing to be in a Predator movie? Like, nah, script's not good enough. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, that gives me hope that maybe the script will be good enough. Hey,
what if Arnold Schwarzenegger was little Weyland-Yutani backpack final girl in Badlands? What if that role was just Schwarzenegger?
Hey, in Deep
They
AI,
could tiptoes him.
Deep AI, you just have an Arnold head just like running.
Well, we've done that before.
yeah.
Yep.
I do want to cap it with, we did talk about whether or not there is going to be more AVP. And how do you guys feel about the knowledge that the director of Romulus and the director and Dan Trachtenberg are talking about co-directing?
I will let Trachtenberg do anything. I think that seems weird to co-direct it.
Well,
now, if we did like a him, her, like companion movies.
Also, knowing this franchise, anything's possible. And
that is kind of
possible.
I
Yeah.
have no real
both
attachment
franchises,
to this.
really.
Yeah.
Predator throws everything at the wall, and Alien like sets things over 500 years. I don't really believe there's still established canon in Alien, although there does seem to be slightly more rules.
Yeah, and I think it was
Black goo is the absence of rules.
That's true. They added black goo and just like, there's magic now.
And heat wave vision technology.
Yeah.
That's the big
But yeah,
thing.
just make these movies and do weird things with them, and we'll make our own movies in a little bit. But I want to know, Gavin, Benji, Sage, how do we feel about this movie?
You mean, is it
still good?
Oh, okay.
Is it perhaps better as a memory? Or should we cut Gary Busey in half?
Just
Yeah, man.
the man. Okay.
Just save the man at this point.
Do we think it did a good job and we handed a pistol and we don't explain it for 30 years until Prey comes along?
Okay.
What a wild way to end a movie.
I'll go first, even though I don't fully know exactly how I feel about this movie. I think this is a bad movie. I think that it's.
Do you think we should delete it?
I kind of maybe think this franchise would be better without it. It does set up some things that, sure, xenomorphs being part of this universe is fun. It's got a lot of stuff that should be good, and there's a lot of moments that I do like, but it's just got pacing issues and a lack of interesting character. We've got interesting character actors who don't quite have enough to do to make them interesting characters. And that's the biggest thing, because Predator, and like, unfortunately, it's also a sequel to, I think, one of the best movies ever made in some ways. It knows exactly what it is. It's hitting at all ends. Like, I'm so glad that they took the time to change the Predator design. I'm glad everyone got diarrhea. I hope they all feel better now.
I'm glad everyone got diarrhea.
But like, you're following up one of the, like, a perfect movie with such a shit show that, like, it's hard for me to even say better as memory. Like, my main memory of this movie was how high his pants are. And
from when you watched it last night.
From when I was a kid, I mean.
Okay.
But like,
because you texted me like 8 times.
It was confirming all I remembered as a kid. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And like, there's some great moments. I just don't think overall this is a good enough movie, and I don't think the franchise is stronger for having. It feels like a movie that's made for me, and I don't know why it doesn't click for me. And maybe in future rewatches, I'll be softer on it. I'm going to give it the better as a memory because it has so many good ideas that are like fuzzy with it, but like, it's basically on the topic.
I wish you had the balls to put it on the chopping block. If this doesn't make your life better, if it doesn't bring you joy,
it doesn't.
You sound sad about this.
I am. I really want to like.
Yeah,
this
every movie should be good.
That is the way I feel.
Like, yeah.
My thing is, was this movie ever really good because Predator itself is such a high bar that it's not been able to replicate? Even, I mean, Prey.
But there's the thing, they did.
Well, they went back to the
someone
basics.
cared enough and thought about it enough.
I love this movie.
It shouldn't take the 5th movie for someone. Sorry, this is your time.
Almost 40 years
for someone to be like, well, what worked about the first one? Let's do that. You could do that in the second movie.
It has its problems for sure. I like this movie because it ties into my like obsession with like neo-noir LA films.
Mhm.
And like we did this whole thing where we were watching like desaturated versions of like Hackers and Johnny Mnemonic, and we did Barbed Wire even.
Wow.
And just sort of, I think it ramps into, and it makes in a weird timeline sense that it follows into like a police state neo-noir community that evolves up until we get to Blade Runner in 2019 and stuff.
Sorry, just to pause you and rewind you for a second. Are
Yeah.
you are going in and like literally desaturating these movies to black and white, or
Just changing the we can change the TV,
Okay,
but we're trying to make it also high res as possible. Kind
interesting.
Of thing.
I love that.
Kind of black and chrome.
Yeah. No, it sounds wonderful.
So in that timeline, it sets up, and there's some great, like I guess, moments as you mentioned, kind of thing. As sequels go, weirdly enough, I think the only successful one in this era, because RoboCop 2 sequel is even more further, like great ideas, but just a lot of stuff. Lethal Weapon 2 is the only one of this series that really has a continuity of like, oh, hey, we've added on to an action franchise, and hey, you know what? It works. And we didn't repeat ourselves. Like Die Hard 2, I love, but Die Hard 2 is literally the same movie as Die Hard 1.
But what if Airport?
Well, no, in space.
Yeah.
I
what
think
if South African?
This movie does have, I don't know, it leads into like, without this movie, it leads into so much other, and there's a comfort to this movie that goes back to memory of like when I walked in there, you're not supposed to watch this movie, and I'm like, oh, what is it? And it's like, there's a danger. It's a
forbidden fruit.
Yeah, it's a dangerous movie. Like, and I forget how like, as you say, like there's a lot of cursing. I think the violence level is way more higher than I can even remember. Like, hey, Predator 1 is insanely violent. Like this one goes even further, which
that's true.
Yeah. But it builds into this whole lore that of sort of leading into that cyberpunk era of LA noir that I feel like is very distinctly kind of starts with that opening shootout in 97.
I mean, we didn't talk about it maybe enough, but I do think the fact that this movie is a near future movie makes it more dated than like almost any movie I've ever seen.
True. But there's moments I'm just like, whoa. Like, I think Nick Falasso is a big fan from True Detective season 2, because I feel like that there's a whole action sequences that is very much inspired from the opening of this, whether that is conscious or not. But it leads into kind of this sort of what ties in with like Southland Tales, other movies. I feel I think it's there. I think Strange Days very much is in this sort of era of like Los Angeles kind of thing. And if you also want to read a book, read Mike Davis's City of Quartz.
We've been very clear that we will not read a book.
And then
if we did, we'd know the predators. We wouldn't be surprised when that guy shows up in Killer of Killers.
Yeah. But we should save Gary Busey. I mean, Gary Busey needs to be in this movie a little bit more. That's probably
Gary Busey's bringing the right energy to this movie, I would say. Like,
well,
he's the tone that they're going for.
Yeah, he's doing his quirks, but he's also like the company man at this time.
And that's like Dreamcasting. What if Gary Busey was playing the main role? What if he was the crazed cop?
You know what? Yeah.
I mean,
let him off the leash a little bit more. Like switch those two roles. I think it's a better movie. Danny Glover would make a
What if Robert Davey was the main?
Oh boy,
we haven't talked about Robert Davey.
Yes, the police
and I don't
commissioner.
think we have time to.
Yeah.
I think I've elucidated all my points about this movie. It's not great. It's got historical value. There's ways to fix this movie and make it good, and they didn't do that.
It could be tighter.
Could be tighter.
It needs to be tighter.
It could be less dumb, or it could be dumb in an enjoyable way. But like, you compare. Here's one of the biggest differences: all the fun one-liners, all the Shane Black-isms in Predator that are so memorable,
so good.
I don't have time to bleed. Even like the jokes that Shane Black tells himself, which are like Bill Paxton's doing a similar thing, but Bill Paxton's very just unlikable in this movie.
Oh yeah. But he he has a very emotional death though. You're like, hey, you know what? The one time he's a good guy, I
don't care. I don't know.
It's Bill Paxton.
It's like, cool. I don't have to watch Bill Paxton in this movie anymore.
He's moved on.
Yeah, and I like Bill Paxton as a general rule, but like, I want more Nightcrawler. Anyway, that's. But he's better as a memory, pretty much all around.
I'm chopping it on the block.
You're
Just to
chopping it
throw
on the
out there.
block.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm walking back because like the biggest crime too is that this movie is not bad enough to be fun either. It's rides that line a little bit.
Oh,
I disagree
think
with
it's
that,
fun.
but I respect it.
No, I mean I want it
Yeah.
to be more fun. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's bad enough that it is fun, but like I want it to be quicker with being that bad. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can't be that bad slow.
There is some slow parts in this. Yeah, it's a little racist. Just a little.
I think you should put a capital L on that.
All right. Well, I do have good news because
Oh.
we've been talking to Disney for a while now. And you and I, Gavin, get to co-direct a Predator movie with Dan
Oh, shit.
Trachtenberg. So, but we have to start tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're going to take a little bit of time, and we are going to pitch. We're going to take the Prey idea. Where and when would you put a Predator to make money? Let's hit that bumper.
We're reviving a canceled undercover police program from the 80s.
Oh, it's not a remake, it's a
You
reboot.
see, the guys in charge of this stuff lack creativity.
What the fuck is a reboot?
So all they do now is recycle shit from the past.
We're working on less of a shriekquel and more of a scream make.
Expect us all not to notice.
I like it. Another!
Anybody?
Final Destination meets Predator.
Final Destination meets Predator.
Explain. What does that mean?
So, shipload of predators are supposed to die. One of them has a vision and saves them all. But they're on a planet that clearly
So you want
is-
Final Destination to take place on the Yacha? What's it called?
Yeah, Yacha.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's all you need.
just on that on the home world we briefly see it. I think AVP Requiem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a different planet. It's like a death planet, you know.
Yeah.
Dark clouds, skies, everything, you know.
So
But yeah.
Predator v Death is what you want.
Yeah, pretty much. I think, and there's also, I forgot, a lot of log trucks are involved.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I would want to see because it's also going to be young predators too.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
As I've said many times on this podcast, one of my favorite stories of all time is The Voyage of the Demeter, which is the middle section of Dracula, which did get made into a movie I mostly like last year, but is mostly untouched. Anytime they do the Dracula lore, they pass it by in like 2 minutes or they just don't include it at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in the Nosferatu stories.
It's in the latest one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I just don't remember it. We did an episode on Bram Stoker's Dracula, and they just breezed past it.
Yeah.
So I think obviously if you do that story with a Predator instead of a Dracula,
Predator on
it'd
a
be
boat.
very short. But I do think so. My favorite Assassin's Creed game is Black Flag.
Uh-huh.
That is the one in the Caribbean where you're just a pirate. It's the greatest pirate game of all time. It also happens to be the best Assassin's Creed. But my God, I want to see a Predator show up in Nassau in one of these pirate communities and just wreck shit. So
an official
Predator of the
pirates.
Caribbean.
So an official Caribbean predator. He's still back in Jamaica, is what you're saying.
Yes, and I want. Well, I would set it right, and I would put it in Haiti.
80.
Yeah.
I think that might be even more racist,
Yeah.
but that's something
No,
else.
I think what if the Predator freed the slaves that caused the Haiti rebellion?
Oh, so this is also
No
a period.
problems
This is a
here.
period piece.
Yes.
It's a period piece.
You
Okay.
think I was making a pirate movie in 2025?
There are pirates in 2025.
Sure, not really in the Caribbean.
yeah, Predator in a call center.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm setting it in Yemen.
Yemen.
The Houthis. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam?
No, that sounds fun. I like the Predator on a boat. Like,
Predator on a
gotta
boat.
start somewhere. And yeah, like Tortue.
It takes place in Epstein Island.
Oh no.
Oh boy, here we go. It always ties back.
Well, where I'm gonna go with is kind of a little like rote. I'll admit. Like, I think it seems obvious. It also like raises some things that like So World War II is a
Never explored on film. Go on.
yeah.
So
It's-
is Hitler going to show up? Is the big
I,
question.
I don't think it needs
The
to
whole
be,
movie takes place in a bunker.
Jesus. No, but I like the idea of following paratroopers dropping into France and finding a lot of dead Germans.
This sounds like that Overlord,
Overlord.
movie.
And that's the problem is I am thinking
No,
of
I mean, that's
Overlord.
the only
I
castle they got
love
their own
Overlord.
things, but, like-
Overlord's great.
Yeah, I would. I mean,
But like,
take that script and put a Predator in it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
essentially,
saying.
yeah.
Like, if you drop some paratroopers and into a conflict, they're expecting one thing. It's very similar to the first Predator, but they wind up fighting an invisible monster.
So Trench Predator or World War II?
World War II. World War One's also interesting. Like
Wasn't even one of the Killers even a World War II set?
You're right.
Yeah, but I mean
I'm
that
a
was
hack.
a plane combat.
I'm a
thing.
hack. Well, yeah, he's a mechanic who winds up in a plane. I don't remember that specifically that
Well,
well.
the pilot gets shot, I think.
Yeah,
It's fighting the spacecraft.
Yeah,
So-
that
Well,
one's an aerial battle,
and that's why
It's
I'd
different.
rather see ground.
Yeah.
I like the idea of them having to move. Like the idea that you're already infiltrating something is like something that I think works really well in the first Predator, and I just want to see more of that.
About Apocalypse Now Predator, you can set in Vietnam, have like a full-on Conrad, the Heart of Darkness tale.
I like this movie, Gavin. I think it does need to have a cold open of in the bunker with Hitler, and Hitler is killed by a predator.
Yes,
And I feel like you open with that, then you're like,
Yeah,
then you could do anything.
and then it's like
It's
Yeah.
a hot summer in Germany. It's
they're
107 degrees.
Yeah. they're in downfall literally, and then they're like, what's that in the bunker? Don't open the bunker. Bam.
I love that was the established lore in the first
Yeah.
two movies. They're just like, no, he appears in Summers of Conflict. And they've just abandoned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in every movie since. I was like, oh, I thought every movie would just have that rule. No.
So yeah, as long as a predator kills Hitler, you got it's a gold. It's gold.
Predator versus Hitler.
Yeah. So-
Hitler v. Predator. Cool. Well, there's one last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up. We are obviously somewhat cynically doing a Predator movie on the same week as Predator Badlands. And I wanted to go around and ask, like, are we excited for that? What do we expect out of it?
I'm cautiously optimistic. Like, I think we've kind of discussed the fact that the Predator series, as it stands currently, is kind of like, I would say maybe 2 for 7. So, they're not, but like the idea of
Yeah.
watching clips of the Predator series, like it is exciting to see technology get to a place where, because one thing we didn't discuss that much is this movie the VFX are very dated
Oh, yeah.
compared to, I would say, even the first movie,
They're bad.
because they don't have also Stan Winston coming in. I don't think, is he part of the second movie?
I think it's the design, but I don't think he was fully
Yeah.
immersed. I mean,
Well, I was just thinking
yeah.
even the amount of, like, just unconscionable CGI in this movie when there didn't need to be for a lot of it.
Yeah, I kind of like that's the whole leads back to the cyberpunk aesthetic of it, though, too. That I
Well,
like
I mean,
about it.
anytime like a projectile's flying through the air, I'm like, oh, this looks really bad.
But technology has gotten to a place where we may not love the more recent Predator movies aside from Prey, but they do look really good.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see more people take swings at this. I think it's kind of fun that the bar is kind of low now.
Yeah.
And I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't understand. I'm a little concerned about having a main character be a predator. That's a story that I wouldn't have looked for.
Yeah, it would not have come up on my pitches.
But, I'm
Yeah.
intrigued. Let's, again, it seems like there's low-hanging fruit with the Killer of Killers. I don't know why they're not doing those as live action movies. But, I'll see it. I'm definitely going to see it.
Yeah.
Definitely going to see it. I trust in Trachtenberg at this point. I think Trachtenberg's made 2 incredible movies that are IP based that I had low expectations for.
Yeah.
And if this is what he wants to do, I think he's seen something in it. Could he disappoint me? Of course.
Yeah.
But also the nerd in me is just so excited that this is an Alien versus Predator movie. I doubt there's going to be xenomorphs in it, although possibly. But it is Elle Fanning's playing a little Weyland-Yutani backpack android, by which I mean it is the top half of her only. And I think she's playing other robots in it as well.
I know.
Yeah. I think they've done a pretty good job of giving you just enough
Yeah.
that will get you. Again, it just goes back to it. Yes, it's maybe not human blood, but it's this being a PG-13.
Honestly,
Predator.
the PG-13 thing is the only thing that gives me pause.
It's just weird because Prey was R, like yeah, so I'm just like,
But Predator's for the kids. So you
Yeah.
should bring your kids to Predator.
you
We
know.
should all have our
Yeah.
Benji experience.
well, yeah, I mean, it's true. If I didn't have my RoboCop action figures, I'd probably be a different person. No. I mean, just thinking back on that when like everything in Saturday Morning was based off an R-rated IP at the time and was just like, but for kids. So when someone just blows up, they just don't blow into a billion pieces kind of thing. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we didn't talk about Alien Earth at all. Like,
Mhm.
I'm planning on doing an episode on Alien Earth and Predator Badlands with you in like a month.
Once I finish though, like Alien Earth, I have to. I mean, I haven't.
Also, apparently, I'm the only one who's finished Alien Earth.
finished it.
Oh, you finished it.
It's
Cool.
yeah, it's something that it's funny. FX has got some great stuff. Definitely watch The Lowdown, which is entirely different show. It's just something's not clicking with me on. I'm glad I'm seeing just someone trying to take the reins on this and make something of it. Like I liked how we talked about briefly the production design team like had to build in this lore. Like no screenwriter or someone had possession. Like I created this or I did.
Just nobody cares. Just it's great. I love that.
Which is funny because this is why we haven't been able to get a Freddy or a Friday the 13th movie because there's one or two people being like, I'm the one who has to say that for just money reasons.
I'm the arbiter of the
Yeah.
fucking Jason lore.
Yeah, it's like okay.
That was a franchise that just didn't have a hockey mask in the third movie, but sure.
Figuring it out as it goes. But I think if this leads into more stuff, great. If not, we all know it's going to be rebooted. And also, I mean, Romulus. Looking forward to that sequel where that goes. You know, but it's Hollywood at the end. These are Hollywood movies to the core, where it's like it
To the
can
hardcore.
it can expand hardcore news. It can expand to some great stuff and then totally then implode or just implode like Danny Glover at the end of this movie walking through the dust and wondering how the fuck did this movie get how did I survive this movie? Plot armor.
Why is there more of this movie after the spaceship? Like, why doesn't it end on the shot of the pistol?
Yeah.
That's when I checked out and I'm just like, oh, there's more movie.
Yeah, why is there 5 more minutes?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll all go see it. We'll see.
We'll see you at the movie.
Oh,
Benji, this is actually coming out next week, so do you have anything contemporary to plug?
oh yeah. I mean, there's also the Balboa Theater podcast that I'm hosting. We actually have an episode coming out in the coming week. It's the new month. We do a monthly at Balboa Theater. We interview usually a programmer or a special guest that's going to be there for the month. Also check out movies at Balboa Theater because of 35 millimeter and 16 millimeter projection. That's a specialty that we do here. LA I know gets a lot of that, but in San Francisco it's only a couple of spots that are doing it. Like the Balboa Theater, and then also Warp VHS doing the monthly there as well. So The Hitcher will be out.
Ooh, I love that movie.
Definitely an intense little movie from '86. As I like to say, it's as old as I am. Which
It could have watched Predator 2 at 4 years old.
it could. And so I think that's something that's there. But and also need to get around to finishing Alien Earth.
That's my recommendation.
Yeah, I know.
Benji finishes
Alien Earth. It's 6 episodes, 7 episodes.
8
episodes.
7, maybe, I don't know. It's somewhere around there.
Yeah. I just don't understand, like, again, another show with a Peter Pan billionaire.
What's the other Peter Pan billionaire show?
Well, Tron just did it again as well. There's
No one saw Tron.
I liked it.
We know you're a huge Jared Leto fan, mostly off
Hey.
camera.
Yeah, you know, when he said San Francisco and that camera pan and no one was there.
Yes, it's great. Real Morbid time energy.
Oh man. And so I do feel like there's just that element that's in there that I'm looking forward to. I need to get more into Timothy Oliphant's fellow Weyland-Yutani worker.
Yeah.
God,
he's good in that.
Yeah.
No, we'll have you back to talk
Yeah.
about that. That's a soft promise.
Yeah. So wherever that leads to, but yeah, it's the future is inevitable in Predator Alien Land.
Future's always coming.
And then the warp dimension is always somewhere, opening up fabrics of time, whether you like it or not.
Warp Dimension, whether you like it or not. Well, Fairyland may still be in some theaters. We'll throw that link in the show notes. It's got a limited release, but hey, it's pretty good, and you should see it if you're lucky enough to live near it. But mostly, I want to recommend to Gavin, watch Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you doing? Hey, thanks for hanging out with us again on Is This Still Good? You can find us at StillGoodPod on Instagram, or send us a formal complaint to stillgoodpod@gmail.com. We love hearing from you.
Please give us a like and review wherever fine pods are casted. It helps us trick those algorithms.
You can find me across platforms at Hold for Plane.
And I'm at Gavin V. Murray. Join us next time, whenever that may be.
Bye.
Bye.